program was pre-recorded.
You've entered the Fletch Nation with Roy Fletcher, political analyst and socio-political prophet, and Kevin Gallagher, TV and podcast host and opinionated jackhole. So settle in, grab a beverage. It's time to talk some politics. It's Fletch Nation. Now here are the boys.
Here are the boys. Hi, boy.
What'd you say, boy?
It's Roy Fletcher, and I'm Kevin Gallagher, and we are coming to you once again from the old school smokehouse, our old school barbecue smokehouse. Want to get my nomenclature correct.
No, you need to get it right, Kevin.
Here on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge, the state's capital.
What's the address? You never can remember, so don't try.
16550. 16550 Coursey Boulevard.
Well, aren't you good?
Yeah.
So, Kevin, this week I thought we'd start out locally.
Okay.
That's kind of odd, huh?
Well, you know, we usually wait for the latter part of the program before we go local.
Well,
what's going on in the great state of Louisiana, as they say?
Really, what's going on at LSU? We started the first week of school at LSU.
Yes, we did.
And, you know, and everybody's getting moved in, and tigers and
robbed
football
and kidnapped.
Now you're getting to the issue. 2 kidnappings, 1 robbery, armed robbery, although they said it was a fella fending off a mugger. What means the mugger had a gun? And then, of course, last night on BRZ we had the report, I think it was last night, of the big rumble in the honors dorm. Okay, now
the honors dorm.
The honors dorm. That's what we know of, Kevin. You think that they have other things out there that they might not be telling us?
Oh, I believe in the tip of the iceberg theory. Whatever you know about, that's only
because
a little bit.
What do we know about the kidnappings and the mugging? Nothing.
Next to nothing.
Nothing. They haven't said a word, have they?
Just
Kevin?
that they happen.
No, that we did. And then
there was an arrest in one of the kidnappings.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
the DoorDash driver.
I thought it was the mugging. Okay, it was the kidnapping.
No, there was a DoorDash driver that tried to. I guess
that's
he liked
right.
the look of his customer, so he just decided to take her with him.
You know, and then of course LSU, around LSU is famous for its security and protection, like over in Tigerland, and you know, all up in the north of campus and all of that. It's all very, very safe and secure. Yeah. I want to ask a question. Why would you send a child here? It's a real question that parents are going to have to start asking.
It's been a few years on our radio show but we did talk about this once before.
We did.
Are your kids safe going to LSU?
LSU, that's a good question.
Or any other university?
Well, are they safe in society? No. The university reflects society. Well, I think it's reflecting a little too damn much for me. And the point is, and by the way, my kid went to LSU. My daughter graduated from there. My son-in-law graduated from there, and I graduated there twice. So the Board of Supervisors, what have they said about this crime problem in LSU and around LSU?
I don't recall anything.
Oh, you mean the leaders of Louisiana haven't said anything about it? Remember, they spoke eloquently about the problem they had in Shreveport.
Have you heard anything?
Have you heard anything? No. How about the president of the university? What statement has he released about it?
President Tate?
What has he released a statement about that?
No.
How about the mayor of Baton Rouge? Has she released a statement about that?
No. Crime problem? What crime problem?
Yeah. So what we have here is we don't talk about it and we don't have it. Is that what we have?
Roy, you know what my grandfather used to say?
What's that?
He used to say, whistling past the graveyard.
That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. So the point being is, I just wanted to bring this up at the start of this show, is that somebody's derelict at LSU, not only as it relates to these crimes and what's going on out there, but also to informing the public, the parents, statewide and nationally, about what is the safety situation at LSU. Because these are not non-serious crimes. They're not like stealing a hubcap. Mm-hmm. These are 2 kidnappings, a mugging, probably an armed robbery effort, and a a knockdown drag-out of immense proportions at the Honors Dorm. Really speaks highly of us. But we probably can win this year. Just leave it at that. It's all been silence.
Every conversation I've had about LSU with anybody in the last 2 weeks is, how do you think that football team's going to do this year? It's like, well, if they can.
I don't know if they got to play these criminals. I'm not sure how they're going to do.
I was going to say, if they can all stay out of jail, we might have a chance at a winning season. I'm not going to say
that about those kids, but I'm going to say this about what's going on out there. If they got to play these criminals, they may have a problem.
It's scary.
It's scary. It's scary. I'm not making light of this. I'm telling you that this is bad. And what is around LSU and the crime around LSU is just as bad, and nobody wants to talk about it. And nobody wants to talk about it.
It's true. If you've been to a game, if you've driven to a game, you spent. If you're assuming that as you watch this, you're not from Baton Rouge, but I know a lot of you are. If you know the area, you know that it's virtually impossible unless you come in on Stanford to access the LSU campus without driving through a, I'm sorry, quote unquote, bad part of town.
Well, high crime area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and it's not just coming down. It's up Nicholson too, because you have the place over there.
Sure.
What do they call it?
And
Tigerland.
All there along like Burbank, and there are some really high dollar rental properties, apartment complexes that are quote unquote gated. And a friend of mine's kid, he bought his kid like a $35,000 pickup truck, all tricked out and everything.
Yeah.
Kid goes out to go to class the other day, my friend's kid, and the truck is up on blocks.
Yeah, it's tires stolen?
The tires, the wheels,
the motor,
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, they broke into the cab and they took everything that was of
There's
any
no
value.
crime. There's no crime here, folks. Just don't stop worrying about it. The Board of Supervisors, the President, and the Mayor have all spoken, and there's no crime over there at LSU. None whatsoever. Have they spoken? No, they didn't speak.
I haven't heard.
Their silence spoke. Their silence said everything.
But Roy, don't you, when you send your kid to college, don't you want that campus to be kind of insulated?
I think it should be
kind of a happy valley away from the rest of the world?
I think it ought to be a transition place for people to grow up, and it ought to be protected, and it used to be protected. It used to be protected. There was very little crime 40 and 50 years ago on the LSU campus.
Well, because things weren't tolerated.
Yeah, there was crime in the world, but there wasn't crime on those campuses.
Mm-hmm.
And it, you can go to other schools where they don't have that problem. I think if I were thinking about it right now, and my daughter was going to college, I'd think about something else. I'm gonna be very direct about this.
Before we go to break, I just want to say that I am a little mystified by the laissez-faire attitude, the apparent laissez-faire attitude.
The silence.
People in charge.
No, they need to tell parents what the hell is going on out there. And if they have more, I got to tell you, I'm going to get louder about this.
All right, we're going into our first break, so if you will, please sit through these messages, and we'll be back in just moments with lots more of Fletch Nation. Thanks for being with us.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Caught spiders.
Premier Pest Services.
Here we are back again with Fletch Nation. Thank you for being with us. Now, we're not only seen on fine cable systems all across South Louisiana, but also heard on, I think, a recent count, it's 8 radio stations.
Okay.
Fine radio stations like KPEL in Lafayette or WBRP, Talk 107.3 in Baton Rouge.
And we're glad you have us with us.
KMBS, West Monroe, and so many others.
So, Kevin.
Keel, I'm looking at you. When you getting on board?
When you getting on board, Keel? Shreveport.
We love you.
Don't want to hear
Shreveport.
it.
We
Don't
love
want to
you.
hear it, huh?
All right, so where to?
What'd she say? Well, let's go to the big story. And Mar-a-Lago, Trump.
Mar-a-Lago, a go-go?
Mar-a-Lago, go-go. So, Trump filed for a special masters to look at the documents.
Right.
That was late Friday, I think. And yesterday, or last night late, I think it was last night, DOJ released their response to it. And we finally get an idea of what the charges appear to be. The charge appears to be obstruction, that he hid or in some way retained those documents and would not give them up to the federal government, whatever those documents are, and therefore whether or not they're classified or not doesn't matter. Trump don't own the documents. The documents are owned by the federal government, and therefore he does not have standing to sue for a special master, etc. Now, the other part that they made was, this okay, our taint team has already looked at the documents. I want to take it up first with the taint team idea.
What the hell is that?
Okay, that's a group of FBI agents looking at all the documents they're not supposed to look at that are privileged.
Oh,
you know,
top
like,
secret stuff?
No, like attorney-client documents.
It's even worse.
Privileged documents. So that the defendant has some sort of rights in Mississippi, Ohio, and I think Texas, the Fifth Circuit in Texas. They have all Court of Appeals, Federal Court of Appeals in each one of those district circuits have said these taint teams lack independence because they're being run by the prosecutors. It's the FBI and in the DOJ looking at it. They're looking at your privileged information. So they have already bridged your rights when they do that. They look at the privileged information, the attorney-client information, whatever case may be, And then they say, oh, well, it's not, we didn't see it. And the courts are saying, no, this is not the way to do this. This is not an independent operation. It should not be done this way. It's only your Fourth Amendment right, search and seize, because they're searching you right there. I mean, they go in, they take this stuff under a search warrant. They take it. You don't know if it's clear, if it's out in the open doctrine, clear to the public. They take it wherever they get it, and then they go and they sort through it. And while they're sorting through it, they're looking at privileged information that will protect you, information that has privilege over it that's between you and your attorney, or whatever the case may be.
Roy, this is banana republic crap you're talking about here.
I'm telling you, the Securities and Exchange Commission has been slapped upside the head because they did the same thing, only their computer system went in and took privileged information out of a computer system of a person they were investigating. Again, they had to apologize for it, but the courts are saying now this tank team stuff is not right. I'm not suggesting that anybody did anything wrong in the Trump situation, but I'm suggesting that it's all laid out in front of them to do wrong. Okay, that's number one. That's the taint team. And then the special master. So the Trump filing for the special master, they say he doesn't have standing. I think that's a ludicrous argument, because the fact of the matter is that it's not the government's documents we're talking about. It is the privileged documents of Trump that we're interested in. What did you acquire that was not government documents? So yes, he has standing to say, I want a special master to go through this and to separate what is personal from what is contended to be the government. That's ridiculous. Number three, the notion that this is kind of an odd situation. In January 19th, 2021, Trump before he left, declassified a bunch of documents. He claims that much of this declassification are the documents that he has at Mar-a-Lago that has been picked up. But and then 560 days later, Biden went reclassified, almost like ex post facto. Like you convict somebody based upon violating a law that was not a law until later.
Thank you. What's the point of reclassifying those documents if not for a future gotcha?
That's exactly right. But here's the problem I think Trump has. Arguing that it's declassified does not matter, because what they're trying to do is to get him not under obstruction. That might be a little hard. Maybe they think they can, and I think maybe they do. But just under the Presidential Records Act, he should, according to the Presidential Records Act, probably shouldn't have had them, whether they classified or declassified. Okay? So I think that he's wrong there. And by the way, the interesting part is that the Presidential Records Act is what they're really concerned with, because why? It says that if you violate that act, you cannot run for public office. Okay? Ever. And that, many contend, is the intent of all of this, of the raids, etc. Now, when we come back, I'm going to talk about the game of perception that is being played by the federal government.
All right.
Okay? And by the Biden administration.
And I want to talk about the lack of any sunshine in the Mar-a-Lago raid. And
good.
That stuff have been
Let's
planted.
talk about that.
Fletch Nation coming back in just seconds. Stay there.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Mandify Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Mandify Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
The Mazda CX-50. Confident on- and off-road performance. An intelligently designed utility inside and out.
The all-new Mazda CX-50 has arrived and is on sale right now at Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi gang, Clarence Buggs here, inviting you to come by Old School Barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, where we tape the show live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 11 o'clock. Come by and feast on news, sports, current events, love of God and country, and lots of common sense, along with some of the best barbecue anywhere on the planet. 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Old School Barbecue, home of the Clarence Buggs Show.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
We are back with Fletch Nation. Thank you so much for being with us today. So, Roy, we were talking about Mar-a-Lago. The thing that bothers me the most about the Mar-a-Lago raid is not that the FBI and the DOJ would do this to a former president. But that they do it without any sunshine, no transparency whatsoever. Normally, when you're going to serve a warrant and search somebody's home, you at least allow the homeowner's attorney, right, to be there, at least. They wouldn't allow it, nobody. So how is America to know that stuff wasn't brought into Mar-a-Lago so it could be found at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, they did try to bring some sunshine. They told them to turn off the cameras.
That's not sunshine. That's the opposite of sunshine.
I'm sorry, Kevin. I didn't. It's a fair question.
I'm conspiratorial, and
I understand that.
I get this a lot.
And who wouldn't be? The shelf life now of conspiracy to reality is about 5 days.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but let's talk about. I want to talk about this game of perceptions. So we have the Mar-a-Lago raid. Well, I think right before the Mar-a-Lago raid, or maybe right after, the New York Times editorial page said, indict Trump. Mm-hmm. The LA Times reported editorial page, maybe a few days later, said GOP is rejecting democracy toward authoritarianism. Biden says...
The GOP is?
Yes.
Okay.
Biden says the Republicans are Nazis. That's what he called semi-Nazis. I'm going to say it clear.
Neo-fascists is.
He called them semi-Nazi. He called us semi-Nazis.
Oh,
okay,
man.
okay. That's what he said.
Okay, roughly 40% of the country.
Now, 46, 47. I looked up what Mussolini called. He called us a fascist too. Yes. I looked up what Mussolini called a fascist. And he said, look, what fascism is, because he's kind of the originator, is that everything in the state, nothing outside the state. Who's that sound like?
Democrats.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. So you have all of this going on at the same time. You have all the Mar-a-Lago stuff going on. Okay, and then they're putting out, and then what happens? Yesterday, the day before, Tom Tebow. You know that name?
Tom Tebow?
FBI agent in charge of Hunter Biden. Sorry, my apologies to Hunter London. To Hunter Biden's investigation. Quote, investigation. Apparently, the whistleblowers that are going to Chuck Grassley and Ron Johnson, which there are a number of them now, are pointing the finger at the political nature of the investigations and the stopping of investigation, and some of them are pointing at Mr. Tebow. Mr. Tebow retired, they said. They walked him out with two of his friends down the elevator. This kind of way you always retire, isn't it? They walk you out and take your card and your key and everything. And let's get down to the elevator and make sure.
I've taken that walk a few times.
And make sure he hits that front door over there, right? That's called retiring.
Yeah,
that's retiring.
Yeah. No gold watch.
No. So these whistleblowers are saying that what is happening is that Tebow he concealed evidence of a partisan nature to secure approval of the investigation, continuing investigation of President Trump. They're pointing to this guy, apparently. Don't know exactly how. I'm not saying he did anything wrong or anything else, but that's what the press is now picking up. So they get rid of Mr. Tebow. You can say that maybe what that was sort of a game of perception, right? Let's get rid of the one guy that everybody's kind of talking about.
Yeah, the problem's all him.
And then
it's not systemic at all. It's just him.
It's just him, right? This guy, okay. And then what did they do? Garland puts out a communique to all the employees in DOJ. It includes the FBI. You can't talk to Congress anymore without going through listen to him. Without going through the Office of Legislative Affairs. You must check in.
Wow.
Okay? Now, we're not saying that this is going to override whistleblower statutes. They were very careful the way they worded. Oh, no. No, this won't have any chilling effect whatsoever on your ability to go talk to Congress, to people like Grassley and Johnson or anybody else, and spill the beans. Okay? We have that. And then we have the biggie. Mark Zuckerberg last week just spilled the beans and said, there's arguments about this right now, but I listened to him carefully over and over again. I've listened to this thing about 10 times. Zuckerberg clearly was saying the FBI came to Facebook and told us there was going to be prior to the election, there is going to be a dump of Russian disinformation. You do not report this. What was that dump? Oh, that's right. The Hunter Biden laptop is Russian disinformation.
It's Russian disinformation.
So we're not going to allow and we're not going to cover it, and the press is not going. What do you think was going on with that? Huh? What do you think was happening with that? Clearly, all of this in one big old thing is going on now. All of it at the same time. Mm-hmm. And then Letitia James apparently released a confidential tax document of Secure Stand for America, which is the PAC for Nikki Haley, which was illegal to release that tax document.
Wow.
Letitia James, who is she? The Attorney General of the state of New York, who is investigating who?
Donald J. Trump.
Donald J. Trump, yes. So I'll leave it at that, the game of perception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
More to come as we take another break. We hope you'll stay with us. And before we wrap things up, we're going to talk a little bit more about the mayor of New Orleans and a visit with John Carmouche.
Oh, yeah, we
Fletch
got to
Nation
talk about that.
on the Pelican.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Hi, I'm Katie, Operation Manager here at Old School Barbecue. We're excited about all of the changes here at Old School, and we'd like to invite everyone to come out and enjoy some delicious barbecue at Old School prices. We feature brisket, chicken, ribs, sausage, and the Boss Hog pulled pork sandwich voted best deal in town. We also have live music Friday and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We can't wait to see you.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Gallagher High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
At the Team Automotive Group, we're offering you the Team Guarantee on new and used vehicles. Included with every new vehicle is a lifetime limited powertrain warranty. And now, get a 90-day warranty on the purchase of a pre-owned vehicle. Get the Team Guarantee at every location of the Team Automotive Group.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to Fletch Nation, coming to you from the Old School Barbecue Smokehouse at 16550 Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge. And if you're not in Baton Rouge, if you're coming over this way, if you're going to make a trip to the capital city, take the short drive down Interstate 12, get off at Airline Highway, and it's just a short hop from the exit to Old School Barbecue. I guarantee you'll be glad you did if you love the barbecue. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
All right, you want to talk about the mayor? Her honor?
We might as well. We got nothing else to talk about. I got a few tidbits, but we'll talk about the mayor first.
Well, since last we spoke,
Yeah, we spoke last week about the mayor, right?
About the perceptions of the mayor and the people that were angry with the mayor. And then on Friday, 2 individuals in New Orleans filed a petition, a recall petition with the Secretary of State's office. So this is an official effort. Now, they're going to need about 53,000. I reckon they're going to need about 60 because you need to go over the top in case you have duplications, disqualifications.
That's right.
People that straight up lie. You know, there's a lot of people say, yeah, recall that son gun, but they live in Mandeville.
That's right. Or I'm registered. Yeah, I'm registered.
But they're going to need a lot of signatures, but they've already got over 3,000.
They're pretty good.
In just a few days. So,
well, in a couple of months, they may have it.
If you would, talk to me about the success of recalls in this state.
They're not successful in the state. They're very hard to do. They're that way for a reason, and that is that the recall kind of gives you an opportunity to make up for a bad choice. But if you have that ability to make up for the bad choice, you don't make a good choice in the first place. It's kind of the argument. It puts pressure on you. But the mayor's problems stem from seemingly she has a rather laissez le bon temps roulé attitude. Her trip to France is kind of amazing, Kevin. She laid up in them $700 rooms a few nights by the Eiffel Tower.
View of the Eiffel Tower. And then she went to the Riviera.
Yes, she did, which was always nice to go. But she was there for the sister city.
Because we all know having a sister city agreement in place with a city in another country is always so beneficial.
Critical. And then her flights over there apparently have caused some issues, right?
Well, I was just looking at this article. If you don't mind, I'm going to put on the eyeglasses because I can't read.
Go right ahead.
This is from WWL-TV in New Orleans. In partnership, by the way, with the Times-Picayune. New Orleans Mayor LaToya Cantrell might be on the hook for nearly $30,000 in various air travel upgrades because when she flies, she flies first class, baby.
She goes full out.
Now, we know that
your dime.
The whole trip to Paris
yes.
and the Riviera cost taxpayers well over $45,000.
That's nice.
Okay?
Yeah.
In March, the mayor went to Miami for the U.S. Conference of Mayors.
Well, that's you have to go to that.
Her airfare to Miami from New Orleans.
Yes.
$2,800.
Right across the pond.
On the same plane at the same time.
Did she get a massage?
I don't know, man. She could have got a full body massage for that kind of money. Happy endings. But on the same plane at the same time, New Orleans Superintendent of Police Sean Ferguson on the same plane in economy for $342.
So there's only $2,500 difference, right?
In January, she flew to a conference of mayors in Washington, D.C.
Oh, another conference.
$2,300.
Oh.
All in all, the mayor has racked up more than $29,000 in airfare upgrades for her various business travel expenses.
Well, Kevin, that seems to be... I'm glad we have that all worked out.
Look, I agree that the economy sucks. I mean, economy, you might as well. You're like a sardine in the sky. But
if your constituents are going to be flying economy, maybe you ought to think about flying economy.
Well, we had a guy who used to run the state named Bobby Jindal, and if he wanted to upgrade his airfare, he'd pay for it out of his own pocket.
Yeah, well, that's maybe he got. Never mind. I won't say it. The point is that the mayor has, and then of course. She has to get money because she visits criminals' families at juvenile court. Not the victims, the criminal family. Remember that little incident down there too.
Oh yeah. That's the other reason that they have to recall.
Yeah, that's right. Other than that, not a big problem. Kevin,
other than that, and crime, and they can't get the garbage picked up, and you can swim in the potholes, and
other than that, it's not a big problem.
So anyway. I don't know. They got 6 months to get their 53,000+ signatures, but I just recalls have only worked in Louisiana in the smallest of municipalities. I mean, there have been some towns like Port Barry may be able to recall a city councilman or something like that, but
they're not very successful. And they're the reason is that the law was written in a way where they could not be very successful, okay? And it's just the way it is.
I mean, it sounds like it's doable. You only need 20% of registered voters in the district.
Yeah, but it's hard, man. And in particularly congressional races, because it's done by parish. And it's very difficult to do. Kevin, I want to run through a couple of tidbits for people.
Let's have some I like tidbits.
Yeah. There's a private organization that does employment rates and job growth, whatever, statistics, not a government organization, private organization. And for the month of August, I think it's for the month of August now, they have projected that 135,000 new jobs have been created, which is far below what the government estimate is. We may be seeing the beginnings of a real serious beginnings of a recession, because we all know that we're in one. That housing industry is in a recession. Okay, those people that build houses and put up homes, they are in a recession now. Number two tidbit: 9.1% inflation rate for Europe, which is it's growing, and the price of food and everything is going up quickly. $35 insulin, remember? Yeah, in the bill. Yeah, you'll get that in 2026, not before.
Yeah. But by God, you'll hear about it between now and November.
Yeah, it's almost like you're putting it in your veins.
I'm seeing ads for it now on television.
Yeah, it's not $35, folks. It won't be $35 till 2026.
And only on Medicare.
Yeah. And finally, Gavin Newsom's mother and father-in-law contributed through a trust to Ron DeSantis. So I just thought I'd throw that there.
I saw that. I saw that just this morning. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Time for another break. When we come back, a little chat with John Carmouche when Fletch Nation returns.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Every great story starts with the rush of thrilling gaming action. Handcrafted flavors, eager to please. Getaways for some well-deserved me time. And rewards worth bragging about. If it's a story worth telling, it starts at La Berge Baton Rouge. What's your story?
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend. and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
Hey, we're back. It's Fletch Nation. Roy Fletcher here, Kevin Gallagher here. And Roy, some more tidbits. I like the tidbits.
Little quick tidbits. Biden's, contrary to popular opinion, Biden's approval rating dropped the last few days. They were talking, like he was on a rebound. In the state of Georgia, Herschel Walker's took in a slight lead there. He's come back from 5 down to take the slight lead in the U.S. Senate race. Oz is closed quickly in Pennsylvania, and maybe 2 or 3 down now. And Vance and Masters out in Arizona, Vance in Ohio, have also, their races are starting to close now too.
I want to ask you about Oz in Pennsylvania. That is a blue state. It's a very, in rural Pennsylvania, red, but
yeah, well, it's like the rest of the country.
Yeah, but by and large, it's a blue state. So Oz closing that gap like he has is kind of big.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal, yeah. And now the number of House seats that the Republicans may win have been reduced in terms of the projections to 15 to 25. It's I'm still going to stick with my 20 to 33. Okay. But it's going to be, it's not going to be the wave that people anticipated, but it's not going to be a trickle either.
Can I ask you a question about this before we get into John Carmouche?
Yeah.
I'm seeing ads, and I'm seeing them frequently. DNC's running ads that are basically saying we're the Democrats and this is what we've done. Among the things in the ads is the $35 insulin. They're touting everything that they've done, whether it's entirely accurate or not.
Well, we all do.
When does the GOP get busy and start countering with their own message?
Well, that's a good question, and it's something that I've been raising hell about for about a month, and I think that. And Jimmy McLaughlin, who is a leading Republican pollster, wrote a memo that was published by Newsmax yesterday or the day before. He's saying exactly that. He's saying exactly that thing. It is time that the Republicans start delivering a message that peels the hide off the cow here. And I think they will, very short.
I would take one of those Democrat ads and take it item by item. They said this is the truth. They said this is the truth. Like what you said about the insulin, 2026, and then only.
I think, frankly, that where the Republicans should be is they should be on inflation, they should be on the border, they should be on crime, and that's what they ought to talk about. And they ought to talk about nothing else but that, and Joe Biden. Period. Those 4 things. Period. And Joe Biden in each one of the 3. That's the way I would put it.
I agree. Well, it's time for our weekly visit with, I keep calling him coastal. Well, let's say environmental.
He's a coastal lawyer. I think that's a fair way to say it.
But John Carmouche, fascinating individual. If you missed part 3, we're going to play it for you again right now. John Carmouche on Fletch Nation.
We're with John Carmouche here talking about all things Louisiana, frankly. And John is a noted coastal and land and environmental lawyer in our state that's had a tremendous impact on the state of Louisiana and the fight for our coast. John, we were talking in the last segment about dramatic change for Louisiana, and you said one of the things that we need is how we deal with business. In terms of what do you think are the kinds of things that we need to be looking at? It relates to bringing business into Louisiana. Hell, they're leaving California. They're going to Florida and they're going to Texas. How about a little something in between here, for the folks, But that's, what do you think?
I think it goes back to what we were talking about, dramatic change. And it all comes together as one, right? If you can't just change the business environment, You can't just change education. You can't just change crime. You have to have it all.
Right.
And to be honest, why shouldn't we? You know, we live in a great state. We have a great environment for businesses. All we have to do is have enough guts to make the dramatic change. And the first thing businesses look at is all of these CEOs they're getting around the country is the first thing to ask is, what's the education like? All of these people have kids and have families. The next thing is, what's the crime like? So
that's not good.
Even though the business, you might give tax deductions to businesses that done in the past, if we don't change the core of what why these families want to move here, they're not going to come. They're not going to come. So you got to change it all. You got to change your education. You got to change. Why is there so much crime here? I mean, come on. This is something that has to be changed, and it can be changed.
Well, one of the things that people may not know about you is that your father was a district attorney for, I think, 6 years down in the 23rd Judicial District. Is that right? Yeah, okay. That's Assumption and St. James parishes, yeah. Don Carmouche. And we have witnessed an extraordinary explosion in violent crime in Louisiana. I mean, what do you think has created this situation, and what do you think we can actually do about something that's so pervasive in our bigger cities in Louisiana?
Well, first, education. Number two is we have to be harder on crime. For some reason, I think we've gotten the concept wrong of we just let people out on bail for smaller amounts. We ignore major crimes in Louisiana. We need people to know here, if you commit a crime, you're going to be punished. And I think we've gotten away from that concept and actually educating kids in these schools. And to be more frank, in the jails and in the prisons. Some of these kids go to jails and prisons and they're there for a year and they're sitting around doing nothing. They work. Why can't we educate them? Not only education school-wise, math, like you talked about, reading.
But culturally.
Culturally, and to understand that when you do these things, you give up the rest of your life and you give up your freedom. There's things that we can do in these prisons and in these jails. I was on the board of the Donaldsonville Marine Institute. It was a program where instead of sending these kids to jail when they were minors, they had an opportunity to go to this program and go to school from 7:30 to 7 at night. And a Marine Institute started in Florida, and it was in other states.
Like the U.S. Marine Institute.
Well, I mean, but it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Yeah,
but
military.
It was a military school.
Yeah.
Not military in nature, but they educated them, and they understood that there's an alternative here, and the alternative is actually living in a way that you can be proud of yourself and be proud of your family and have a family. And a lot of these kids don't realize that that's available to them.
Yeah, and I guess the other part of it is that you have an entire economy that there has to be opportunity.
There has to be opportunity, and we've lost big businesses, and I'm not going to mention names, because they couldn't hire the quality of people because they didn't want to come here because of education.
Yeah.
And in schools and places to raise their families.
Yeah. Now, how do you see the whole thing for Louisiana going forward? And not only just the coast, which is what your primary concern is with, but it's sort of the whole thing. What happens if we do the coast? What do we look forward to? What can we look forward to?
Well, first, we need a leader, and we need politicians to quit being politicians and be businessmen and work together. Too many smart people in Louisiana, and actually wake up and fight for what we live for, which is family and culture, right? So we need someone to wake up every morning to fight and go out and seek the best. We deserve the best. And we want the best businesses, we want the best education. We wake up every morning, I see this leadership, and we wake up to mediocrity. And that's been satisfactory for this state. But I think that has to change.
Different world now, isn't it?
Has to start at the top. And the top, if we don't have a leader, if you don't have a leader in schools, you don't have a leader in politics, you don't have a leader in businesses. It's all the same. People don't realize it. It all starts at the top and it trickles down, and we need to be fighters. We need to win. And to win, we have to want it. And that's, I think this state now sees we can have it, other states have it, and we can win.
You know, there was a politician that used to have a slogan called "Why Not the Best?" I forget who it was, but needless to say, John, I appreciate you being with us, talking with us, and we'll see you around some more. Thank you, John.
Appreciate it.
I think it's good that we have access to somebody like John Carmouche. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He understands things.
Yeah.
I really enjoy those conversations.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, and he makes a lot of sense. Kevin, I've been watching video on TV on a monitor to our right during that of the scenes of violence and crime in the city of Chicago. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable what's going on in our cities in this country.
Chicago has surpassed, I want to say, 1,500 people shot in the city of Chicago.
They have a little girl on there, a little girl. It looks like she was about 18. She got shot 18 times. 18
times. And yeah, they're doing the stuff that they do in Baton Rouge and other cities like New Orleans and Lafayette. The people that they just decide they're going to take over an intersection and do donuts and burnouts.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they showed all that.
Just general lawlessness.
People getting killed. It's just general lawlessness.
Now, and the gun violence bothers me, and I'm not an anti-gun guy at all. What I am is I'm anti-gun laws, because it always seems the places with the strictest and the most gun laws are the places where you have the most gun violence.
Where they have the most guns.
And that would be...
And the most violence.
Of American cities, that would be Chicago, Illinois.
That'd be one. The other one would be New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yep, the most and the strictest gun laws.
And, well, we don't have strict gun laws in New Orleans.
Chicago certainly do.
Yeah, but you know, we got to say, New Orleans is #1 in violent crimes now, based on
per capita.
And Baton Rouge didn't give them the data to see, but we were 6th. Now we could be what? We could be 2, 1. Who knows what we are? Per capita?
3 Louisiana cities are in the top 10 for violent crime in the United States. New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport.
Shreveport, that's correct. I mean, it's...
God bless us, everyone.
Yes. But anyway, Kevin, I enjoy John's thing coming on, and I'm just going to go ahead and put these on, and let's just go ahead and...
Oh, is it time for the shades?
Yeah, I think so. I think we got us a full tank of gas and half a pack of cigarettes.
We're on a mission from God.
We're on a mission from God.
Until we talk again next week, we hope you take care of yourself. God bless you, and we'll see you again on Fletch Nation.
You've been listening to Fletch Nation with Roy Fletcher and Kevin Gallagher. Remember, if you heard something that ticked you off, upset your sensibilities, or threatened your precious safe space,
the opinions expressed by the hosts and guests are purely their own and do not reflect those of this radio station or its advertisers.
So if you're calling a lawyer, or planning a boycott, or a cancel campaign, forget about it and join us next week for more Fletch Nation.